everyone, it is Monday. It's like 11:15 and we are just getting home from the Dollar Tree because we went to get some Valentine things for our neighbors. We're going to give them some different Valentines with stickers and that kind of stuff. So we went to the Dollar Tree and got that, and it is currently 6 degrees with a wind chill of like -15, and so it is miserable outside. It is very, very cold. So now we're going to go inside and make our Valentines. Ainsley got a big dinosaur balloon. I don't know if you could see that. And so we're going to play with that. And this week's letter of the week is H. H for hearts and all the other H things. So we're going to do some heart activities this week. And we've got, tonight is Muffin Tin Monday. And so we're going to do all H foods. So that'll be really fun. And I like Mondays have gotten to be so exciting because it's a new letter and this is like the most fun day. So yeah, that is that. And then as far as reading goes, at the end of my last vlog, I had just finished something. So last night I started Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan, and this one is my childhood sweethearts prompt. I forget exactly how it's phrased, but I'm buddy reading this one with Elena from Elena Reads Books, and I love her. I am loving the process of buddy reading it with her, and so far so good. We're only like a quarter of the way through, so I don't know a whole lot, but this is about Ezra and Kimba. And they were childhood sweethearts, and then something happened in their families that tore them apart. And so now it's many years later, he has a son and they're coming back together. And so I love that childhood sweetheart, and I've heard this is really emotional. Elena and I have a lot of different thoughts about what maybe is going on with like what split up the families. I don't know if that's where the emotional part's going to come in, or their relationship or whatever, but at a quarter or a third of the way through, there's been no steamy time, so I really like that part, and I'm like, we're just getting kind of invested in the couple, so that is good. I also started reading You'll Never Believe What Happened to Lacey by Lacey, Lamar, and Amber Ruffin, and I don't know Amber Ruffin. I think she may be a famous comedian. I don't really know. She kind of talks like she is, maybe, but she is writing about it's a nonfiction, and her sister Lacey still lives in Omaha, where they're from, and she lives in Chicago now. And so it's talking about all of the crazy racist things that happened to Lacey, but it's done in a very comical way of just like, can you believe how ridiculous people are? And as somebody who lives in the Midwest, it's like, yeah, like I can't imagine. And it's definitely like eye-opening and funny. It's written in a really comedic way. So that's what I'm reading physically. I've got Queen Move on ebook, and so I'm reading it that way, and that is everything that's going on right now. So we're gonna go inside, get warm, eat some lunch, and we'll check in later. It is Tuesday and it's 2 o'clock. It is nap time, but I thought I'd get on and film a clip really quick. So yesterday we did make Valentines for our neighbors, and then today we have been doing a Valentine's Day sensory bin. So I made some red noodles and hid a whole bunch of toys and things in there, and so gave Ainsley some tools, and she did some digging and found some necklaces and some rings and some glittery hearts and all sorts of stuff. So that was really fun. And that's about it. So we are going to do naps, and then we have dance class tonight. And then that is all. As far as reading goes, I finished Queen Move by Kennedy Ryan, and I'm giving it 3 stars. You guys, I'm so disappointed. I buddy read this with Elena from Elena Reads Books, and I loved that, and I was so thankful I did it because she is the only other person I have ever heard that didn't really like this book. So this is about Ezra and Kimba. They met when they were young. They had like a thing kind of going on, and then something happened between their families, and we don't find out until the very end what happened, but it was pretty predictable. Elena guessed it like from the beginning, and so it was just, and like the connection between Ezra and Kimba, I felt like we were told a whole bunch and not shown it. And like when they come back together, of course, things are going to happen quicker because they have this established connection. But like, I feel like we were just told about their connection as kids. We didn't really get to see it. And then now, like, things do move pretty fast. And Ezra has a son. And so there's that going on. He has a baby mama. They've been dating for 10 years and they're not married. And she decides she wants an open relationship. And he's like, no, let's just break it off. So it's not a cheating story, but like they hadn't even told their son yet that they were going to split up. And so it just felt like kind of weird and gross. And I don't know. I was just never emotionally invested in the couple. I felt like a lot of times they were acting pretty selfishly. They had a third friend, like Mona, I think was her name maybe. And she was like, they were like the Three Musketeers when they were little. And her, like, I thought she was really funny, but then she also got very like negative. And like, I want more of her story, but I wanted to know too, like why she was so negative about things. And I don't know. I really didn't care for this. I wanted more from like their individual lives maybe because I wasn't feeling the connection, and like they never like really had like a romance. There was no like dating or courting or like it was just there. Like we were supposed to rely on that prior connection to like feel it. And I don't know. I don't know how people cry in this book. The opening scene is by far the most emotional part for me, and I don't know, you guys, 3 stars. I don't know if the hype killed it for me or what, but this one was just, it wasn't it for me. So Kennedy Ryan, I am still going to try more from her, but this one, like, I had such high expectations and it just kind of fell flat. So next I'm going to start Indigo by Beverly Jenkins. I have not started it at all. I'm going to start it here in a little bit, but today I also signed up for Beachbody, so I'm going to do a Beachbody workout during nap. And then we'll have dance and all that. So I probably won't get to reading much until tonight. So I will check in later. So a couple of things I forgot to mention. Ezra is from an interracial marriage. Like he is the product of an interracial marriage. And his mom is a white Jewish lady and his dad is black. And so he really like is torn between those two worlds kind of and like doesn't know where he fits. And I really liked that conversation. I like that part. Kimba is also going through some premature menopause. And I really liked that discussion. Like I liked the whole talk because that is something that is fairly common. And so I liked that discussion of just kind of being told your fertility is less and what that does to you mentally, and just kind of that time bomb being placed on you, and just all of that was really interesting, and I liked that it brought that up. I also liked when Ezra and his baby mama, when they decided to split up. At first, it was very amicable, and it was done in a way that like showed that you can still co-parent and you can do all that well. And so I think I liked those things about it. And like I said, the conversation about race, there's also a few different things that happen to both Ezra and Kimba that are prime examples of systemic racism. And I liked that was brought up. There's also some LGBTQIA plus rep. And so that was good. I suppose it was pretty minimal, but yeah, so I really liked those things. I feel like I need to give it credit for that. I really hated the big conflict in the end though, and the way they dealt with it, I felt like was unrealistic. And again, like one word I would say this book is convenient. Like she was told that her fertility may be struggling, and there comes Ezra, and like just different things like that where it felt almost like it was a relationship of convenience, as opposed to, even though it wasn't easy necessarily, but it was a relationship of convenience as opposed to this soulmate connection. But somebody else that you have read this and loved it, please let me know why, because I just am not feeling it. So that is my extra little thoughts on Queen Move. Hey everyone, I'm going to try to film this really quick. We are at grocery pickup, and so we're doing that. It is another frigid day. My car currently says 13, but I think that's from our house. Like I think it's colder than that. I'm not really sure. But we are doing grocery pickup and then going to UPS. And this morning we did another Beachbody a workout. So I'm trying, like, they have tons of programs I'm interested in. So I'm trying to do a different program every day because I have a 30-day trial. So I want to make sure that it's worth it and that I want to do it. So I did a different one today, and so far so good. I've liked both of them. So they did have like these fun little, like, it's like a wireless jump rope, and they look like ninja sticks to me. Like, it was so funny. I don't have them, but it was like really weird, but it was fun. So as far as reading goes, I am reading Indigo by Beverly Jenkins, and you guys, I see why people love this book. So this is a book set in the time of like the Underground Railroad. And so we've got this girl who is a freed slave, and she like takes care of this guy who is like a notorious kind of like slave, member of the Underground Railroad. I don't have the right words. So he like is hidden with her, and then he's actually like a really wealthy man, and it's their relationship, and et cetera, et cetera. I don't know what it is about historical romance that I just struggle. Like, the relationship between them is so sweet and so cute, and I'm totally shipping it, but I'm just like meh about the book, and I can't put my finger on why. So if anybody else understands this historical romance problem that I have, because like there's a lot of context and things going on. Like, normally it's like I don't care about the romance. Like, normally it's like if there's such terrible things going on, I just can't like wrap my mind around being focused on love and lust and that kind of stuff. But like, there's a good balance of like what's going on as well as the romance, and I don't know why I am not more into this. But I have it on audio, and like, I really don't like the male's voice and his accent, so maybe it's that. I have no idea, but that is what I'm reading. This afternoon we are going to go home and just play. I don't know what we're going to do, but we've got lots of different heart things we could do for H week and for Valentine's Day, so we're going to do that. I will try to put in some clips, and we'll talk to you in a little bit. Hey everyone, it is Thursday and it's nap time, and I'm sitting outside of Target because two things. I got Ainsley a jumper. I almost called it a onesie, which she's too big for a onesie now, but a jumper, and it didn't fit, so I am taking it back. And then I also got some 5-pound weights because like I said, I've been doing Beachbody, and they have a bar program. And I love bar classes, and I didn't have any light enough weights, and so I got some 5 pounds. I'm hoping that'll be good. We'll see tomorrow. So today has been a good day. We just kind of did stuff at home this morning. I got Ainsley some dot markers, which I have heard about those, and I've thought like those are just gimmicks. They're not a real thing. Like, just use regular markers. But no, they're actually really cool. They're like paint, but the kids just dot them. Like, because I was like, she's just going to color with it like a normal marker, but she actually did really good. So because H is the letter of the week, every week I've been making like a notebook with the letter of the week with coloring pages and sticker pages and dotted dots pages and that kind of stuff. So she had this one, and she found all the H's and dotted them, and then she did a whole bunch of coloring pages and that kind of stuff. So she did that. And then one of our family friends, they have a college kid, a college senior, I think she is. And so she came over for a couple hours this morning and played with Ainsley so I could get some other stuff done, some editing. And I actually worked out at that time and just did like so much in 2 hours. You guys, it is amazing. 2 hours kid free, and like they were in the house. I mean, so it was just perfect. It was a very wonderful thing, and it is something that I really went back and forth on if I was going to do or not, and I'm so glad I did it. So I just really love having that little bit of time, and Ainsley loves it, and it was just great. So today has been super productive. I got 2 weeks worth of TGI Friend Days edited, as well as a couple other videos. So that is exciting. I also changed up my thumbnails, which you guys may see, but I don't know. You probably won't even notice. So that has been like everything life-wise. So the kids are napping, sort of. Ainsley was not asleep. Jeremy's in the basement. And now I'm going to go home, but Panera is right by our Target. So I think I'm going to drive through Panera and get some coffee. But reading wise, last night I did finish Indigo by Beverly Jenkins, and I'm giving it 3.5 stars. And I, like, same thing goes, everything I said before, like, I can see why people love this. The writing style was excellent. The main, like, the hero was so swoony. The setting of the historical background and, like, the Underground Railroad and everything that was going on was very, like, informative, as well as it, like, entertaining is not the right word, but, like, it caused that stress and that anxiety and that intensity to the relationship and the emotionalness to the relationship. And so, like, it was great, but my enjoyment was 3.5 stars, and I rate based on enjoyment. I know, you know, there's a lot of debate about that, but based on my enjoyment, I liked it, didn't love it. Something about historicals is just not, historical romance, let me clarify, historical romance is just not there for me. So I don't know why, but 3.5, I enjoyed it. I see why this is a favorite, and I think it's definitely one of the best historical romances I have ever read. So I would say definitely give it a shot if you are interested, especially if you don't want like a Regency romance. This was a little bit more familiar to me, at least the context. So that was that. And so then I picked up Landon and Shay Part 1 by Brittainy C. Cherry. And you guys, I've kind of been in a mood lately where I'm like, everything is just meh to me. Like, it's not great, not, you know, I can complain about every single thing I'm reading. So I picked up Landon and Shay with not super high expectations, but you guys, it is so good. It is so good. Like, so I can't even tell you how good it is. It is that good. It is about Landon and Shay. Landon and Shay are high school seniors, maybe senior and junior. I think he's a senior, she's a junior, and they're enemies. They do not like each other at all. So this is a hate to love romance, and I don't like those. I don't like hate to love, but I feel like this was done so well because they were hateful or enemies to each other, but in a way that was just bantery and fun. And like when either of them, like the chips were down and they were having a hard time with something, the other one was very supportive. And so like it was a fun enemies to lovers. It is not like an actual like hateful enemies to lovers, and it's not like over the top. And so long story short, she walks in on him like making this bet that he can make her fall in love with him. And she says, let's do it like both ways. So they are in this contest to see who can make the other one fall in love with the other one first, or whatever. Whoever falls in love first loses. So they're doing all sorts of funny things, and it's just so good. It is so good. Both of them have a lot going on. So his dad is a lawyer and wants him to be a lawyer, and is just kind of a jerk. His mom is out traveling, but she is wonderful, but she's never home. And her grandmother is actually his housekeeper, and she is a wonderful woman, and just so much good family stuff. And then her family has a lot going on too, and her dad has like some substance abuse issues and was a drug dealer and spent some time behind bars, and the grandma lives with them. And so when the dad was gone, things were actually better, because now it's that tension and the volatility and not ever knowing if he's going to be there. And just all of the things that they talked about with parents was so like both triggering and amazingly, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Brittainy C. Cherry has experience with this stuff, but it was so emotional and so good. And the way Landon and Shay are there for each other throughout things, is just so amazing. Like, I don't have any other words. Landon's uncle was very, very important to him, and he passed away. And so there's a lot going on around that. The parental support in this book is just almost nil. And so they're close to adults, and they're really being that person for each other. And it's so good, you guys. It is so good. And she loves words and art and like theater and that kind of stuff. And so he starts doing that and finds kind of a passion for that as well. She has an aunt also who she's very close to, and the cousin, the aunt's daughter, Eleanor, I want her to have a book. I don't know if she's in part 2 at all. I don't know anything about part 2, but Eleanor is very bookish, very introverted, and the aunt's like, hey, can you help her like get out of her shell a little bit? And I don't know, you guys, I am just loving every single word in this book. There's been parts I've highlighted. It's just been so good, like so good. And it's that 17, 18-year-old. I don't normally like that. I don't normally like enemies to lovers. Like, I don't know how she does it, but it is so good. So good. I've been a couple steamy times in this, and like honestly, one of them I was like, whoa. It was a little much for me. But this one, unlike The Wreckage of Us, I would say this one, like the emotional connection is so strong that the physical stuff doesn't really bother me. And so it's not bothering me. Like I said, there was one scene that I was like, I just don't like that lingo, but that's just me being me. So, that is it. I am not going to say any more about it. I'm like 75% of the way done. Like I started it last night and I can't stop. And so, I'm definitely going to finish that tonight, but I'm going to end this vlog here and make you stay tuned to the next one, because I plan to finish this and then immediately start part 2, because if it ends off in a cliffhanger, I have to know. And even if it doesn't and it follows other characters, I have to know, because I love everybody in this book. It's so good, so good. If I have not convinced you to pick up Landon and Shay, please do. So that is everything for this vlog. Next time is going to be our weekend reading vlog. So how was your week? Let me know. What did you do? It is currently like ridiculously cold. I think it's 12 degrees here, and I am going to go home and then get everybody up, and we're going to a family chiropractor appointment again. So great way to go into Friday. So I will talk to you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.